All righty. Thank you guys for tuning in. This is the Trapmiss Sportscast with your host, Monica Sheri. I got my guy Simbay on the line today as my guest host. If you want to say hello, say hello.
Hello, and my name's Simbay, and I want to give everybody a warning. I want to give y'all a warning to y'all who think y'all irreplaceable at y'all jobs. Look at Luka. They got Luka
Oh my
out of
God.
there,
So we're
out of
gonna get
there.
into our high
Woo!
points for today. Our high points are gonna be Aaron Wiggins shoots 41. Mavs traded Luca for AD. Cal Kuzma looking like Kobe. OKC demolishes Sacramento. NBA EuroLeague. Joel Embiid bench sitting. And the whack. We're gonna whack Fred VanVleet one more time for the homies. So yeah, let's get into it. So if you want to get into the topic of the day that everybody probably coming here for, we could
What's the
talk about
topic?
Mavs
What could
trading
the topic
Luca.
be?
Mavs trading
I,
Luca.
when did that happen? Nah, but whew, listen
Look,
again.
they traded Luca. They traded Luca for AD.
hmm
I'm kind of liking this trade because I feel like Luca been wasting so much time bench sitting, so it's time for him to finally go somewhere where he could sit the bench and be useful. Because
Be a
we all
diva.
know the Lakers are gonna be trash either way.
Be the diva you. Dallas said, "Go be the pretty little, cute little diva you want to be, but do it in L.A. Okay, do it over there. We can't pay you $350 to sit on the bench, big dog. We not Philadelphia, and we not the Los Angeles Clippers with Kawhi and Joel Embiid and Paul George, respectively. They said, not here, my dear. No sir, no sir, Bob. Um, also." Conspiracy theory, tinfoil hat time. I think what the Mavs are doing are soft launching a tank. What do I mean by that? The Anthony Davis has 2 years remaining on his contract, and then he has a player option. And I think Kyrie, if I'm not mistaken, has 2 years left on his contract after this season. So here's what I think is going to happen. The Dallas Mavericks are going to have an all shucks playoff run, meaning they're going to go to the playoffs. They're going to flame out in the first or second round. And then what's going to happen is the narrative is going to be if he only had a full season to jail. Next season, I anticipate the Mavericks are going to start slow. Okay? They're going to start under expectations. Kyrie or AD or both inevitably will do what? Get frustrated. They want to go to winning situations. They get traded off, and then the tank job begins. It's easier for management because you got to think. They thinking 2 steps ahead. Management is like, we need to blow this up because when you get confronted with decision time being, do we give Luka $350 million this summer? That's when decision time hit them like it's like when you at the party and you drunk and stuff, and now it's time to leave the party with who you've been dancing with, and you see them in the light, and now it's decision time. And decision time, they said, we not trying to go home with you, Luka. Sorry, we not trying to go home with Luka. We thought we was when they was playing our song when the drink was flowing, but now
Oh
that we
my God.
outside, I'm gonna order you an Uber home. Like, where are you trying to go? You trying to go to L? I get you an Uber Black. I'm gonna walk home. I'm gonna Uber you home. We're not doing this. So I think I commend Dallas for having the courage to do what we see teams not be able to do. Los Angeles Clippers had no reason to give Kawhi Leonard an extension this past summer. That was dumb. The Philadelphia 76ers had no reason to give Joel Embiid an extension this summer. That was dumb. Nor giving Paul George 4 years. That was dumb.
Okay, let's
For
stick
sure.
to AD and Luca right now. Let's see what
I
can
think
they
it's all
offer.
connected
Do you have
in
the
thought.
stat? Nah, I get what you're saying, but do you have the
Mhm.
stats for each person and how they can contribute to the new teams that they're on? Let's
I
get
mean,
into it.
contribute. I mean, we already know what Luca is. We know he's probably
Mad
the
defense.
third or second best player in the
How is
NBA.
he gonna
Like,
help the Lakers defensively? Let's get to the point.
well, he can't help the Lakers at all because he injured right now.
But okay, so in the future when he's not injured, these 28 points, 8 rebounds per game, 8 assists, right? Offensively, I feel like he will be a great attribute to the Lakers. Defensively, what are we bringing to the table?
Okay, breaking news. breaking news, hot off the wires. The goal is for Luka Doncic to make his Lakers debut before the All-Star break. Hold on, Monica. Monica, I need help. I'm not a
No,
doctor.
no, you don't. No,
I'm
you
not
don't.
a doctor. I'm not a doctor. When he was going to be with Dallas, he wasn't going to be healthy until after the All-Star break. He gets to the Lakers, and now all of a sudden, he's going to be able to play before the All-Star break? So he's
So,
going to
like
play
I
for the
said,
Lakers
if we're
sometime
missing,
before next week.
that's fine. But if we're missing Anthony Davis now defensively, what does this do for the LA Lakers going forward?
Well, the trade deadline is this upcoming Thursday. So they are going to need to make other moves to shore up that defense
So, who do
100%,
you
which
anticipate?
I
Because you've
anticipate.
already traded a big piece of the puzzle.
Well, they have one more first round draft pick available to be traded, and they also have Austin Reeves. So that tells me maybe is there a Miles Turner trade? Get Miles Turner from Indiana, a guy who could shoot threes, protect the rim. Who else is there available? Um,
Miles Turner's available.
I mean, he might be. He might be.
You really think
He
they're
might
gonna
be.
break up the Pacers team right now for
The
Austin
Pacers,
Reeves?
they're underachieved. Yet for a first round draft pick, they sure would. But at the same time, I think they still believe they're in the mix for the East. I think they're wrong, but it don't matter what you and I think. It matters what they think inside that building,
Hmm.
Indianapolis. And if they think they still in it, then the answer is no.
I
Um,
think they think they're still in it.
no, I think we both think they're still in it. They are not in it, but if you believe
Well,
it,
how do
go
you
for
presume?
it. Um, what is it?
Looking
Boston,
at their Eastern standings.
New York, Cleveland. They are cut above of the rest of the conference, and the distance between them and the rest of the East is a sizable
Pacers are
gap.
number
Not,
four, but Pacers are number four.
I'm
So
talking
they can.
about. I'm talking about forget the record. Those three teams, regardless of record, are a cut above the rest of the Eastern Conference.
What three teams?
Cleveland, New York, Boston.
New York Knicks.
Yes,
Yeah.
Knicks, Celtics, Cavaliers for the 2025 season are a cut above. Now, if
They're
you're
the top
Indiana,
three, and then you have Indiana at number 4. You got the Bucks at number 5. You got Miami at number 6, so you can't count Miami out. I like to look at
you
the
can
top
definitely count
6.
Miami out.
I
You
like
can
to
definitely
look
count
at no,
Miami
you
out.
can't. I like to look at the top 6. You can't count Miami out because
What's Miami going to do?
who's gonna
We'll do
replace
what?
Miami as far as being number 6? The
No,
Wizards
I'm
got
saying,
like
I'm saying, no, no,
I'm
no.
saying I'm
That's
looking
not.
at 6 teams on top. Do you think
No,
the Magic or Pistons are gonna take Miami out of the top 6?
you're understanding me wrong.
Okay.
I'm saying forget the standings. I'm saying in terms of the top three teams in the East, in terms of quality, ability, are just a step above the rest of the conference, regardless of the ranking. Meaning, if I was in charge of Indiana, I am not expending any more resources on the 2025 roster because logically I know we're not beating the Knicks, we're not beating the Celtics, we're not beating the Cavs, and even if we did, we'd have to beat two of them to make it to the finals, and we're not beating any of the teams out west that's coming out.
Pacers made
And
it to the finals last year with that roster.
they made it to the Eastern Conference Finals
Yeah.
last year with that roster. But remember, they got swept by Boston. And remember, Jalen Brunson was hurt, and the New York Knicks didn't have Mikal Bridges, and they didn't have Karl Anthony Towns. The other teams got better. Indiana stayed the same, and this year is not last year. That's why if I'm Indiana, I'm standing pat, or I'd be willing to trade Miles Turner, get draft compensation with my mind on improving for next season. That's what Dallas is doing right now.
But is there
That
a reason? Is there a specific reason that the Lakers won that game yesterday against the Knicks? You feel like it was just any given Saturday?
that's it. That's it. It's an 82 game season. We play you today. We play another team tomorrow. We're talking about a totally different world in the playoffs where we're playing. It's just you versus me. 7 games over 14 days, every other day. All my only focus is on you. That's how we get fooled. That's how we get fooled every year. Where there's teams that are in the top 5 or top 6, and then come playoff times, they get shellacked because it's a totally different animal. Because you know how the lineups go. I might not play my dudes every game. You might catch me on an off night. You might catch us on a day when we just got back from Portland, cross country. But in the playoffs, it's totally different. It's just you and me. So, do I think the Los Angeles Lakers could beat the Knicks in a 7-game series? I know they're in different conferences, but the answer's heck no. The answer's heck no. Even less so now because there's no AD. Now there was no AD
Okay,
yesterday,
so let's look at
but
it like this, right? So back to the Luca AD. So I'm just wondering what Luca's gonna bring other than offensive bag. He's gonna bring an offensive bag, right? He can shoot the threes, whatever. Cool. We don't need Max Christie to shoot the corner threes anymore. I guess I don't know. Whatever. Anyway, I know you had a problem with Max Christie earlier, but it's
I
fine.
have no
You
problem. I
wanted
have
to
no
talk.
problem with Max Christie.
Nah, you
I had a
wanted
problem with
smoke.
you bringing
You
him
wanted
up as
smoke
if
earlier.
nah,
Okay.
you bringing
So
him up like yo,
but
but they
he's
got
a
Max
part of the
Christie.
trade. He's a part of the trade either way.
So what?
They
So what?
can
They still should have
definitely
got
like
more
build
draft
him up there.
compensation.
But so I want to look at what a Dallas lineup with AD looks like against other teams once he gets acclimated. How long do you think it'll be before he gets acclimated to the team? As he gets acclimated, because I mean, he was injured, right, a night ago or two. So he'll probably be back in like a day or two, whatever, a week
Who?
or two. AD. I don't
Yeah.
know how deep his injury was that he just recently got. But let's look at what does that lineup look like, drawing it out on the board with AD. Let's see who's starting for Dallas right now.
While you're looking that up,
Starters. Give
I'm
me
gonna read you more breaking news. According to Tim McMahon of ESPN, Dallas was worried enough that they were Monica. You ready for this word?
go ahead.
Terrified. Terrified.
hmm
That's what you do when you're terrified. You gasp. You say, you shudder about giving Luka Doncic 5 years, 345 this summer. We already talked about that, but that's a quote, a direct quote. They were terrified. I know you want to
Okay.
pull up the lineup.
So let's look at this, right? So Anthony Davis is out right now. Max Christie is day to day. So okay, on a regular day, I'm just gonna go with a regular day. I'm not gonna go with today. Um, the starters would be Kyrie Irving, Klay
Hmm.
Thompson, PJ Washington, Anthony Davis, and Daniel Gafford.
I like that.
Now, that sounds like fire on the floor because PJ Washington has been getting in his offensive bag as well. He's been shooting like 30-point games and all types of things, especially while Kyrie and Luka were out. Now, Luka's no longer a factor. Yo, we've seen what this Dallas team can look like without Luka being there. So now we
I
take
like that.
away the addition of Luka and we add in Anthony Davis. And look at how this floor is so spread out. Clay can shoot the three. PJ can shoot the three. Kyrie can shoot the three when they want. They don't always make their threes, but they can shoot them. Klay Thompson makes a lot of his threes. Anthony Davis, big, big power forward on the floor. Daniel Gafford, slapping the balls away. Bring Derek Lively back in when he's feeling better, which is not going to be this year. I think he's out for like 3 months or so. Bring Derek Lively back in. You got rim protectors everywhere at that point. Now, um, I can see it for this team. I can see it for this team. The Lakers, hmm, mm, but I feel like on here, everyone has their individual personality, right? You got Kyrie. We know what Kyrie can do with the ball. He's like a wizard. We know what he can do. Klay Thompson. We know what he can do when he tries. Klay Thompson just be in the background most of the time, but when he really is playing, we can see what he can do. PJ Washington, he could play everywhere. Like he could play center, he could block, he could steal, he just is all over the floor, right? He's where he needs to be. Anthony Davis, all over the floor. He's like a joker, right? Everywhere we need him to be. Daniel Gafford, Gafford is mostly at the rim, but if he needs to defend, he will, and he'll take a good hit to the body. I feel like this is going to be an unstoppable Dallas team when they're healthy, which they're not right now.
Derek Lively, it says he's only sidelined for 4 weeks,
Oh, they
and that
changed
was a
his
week ago.
timeline. Okay.
So to your point, you named the starting five,
Hmm.
and then on top of that, we get Derek Lively off the bench. So we got a rotation of 3 rim protectors:
Yeah,
Lively, Davis, and Gafford.
and you can have
Off the
two of them
bench,
on the
we
floor
got
at the same time.
Dinwiddie.
Yeah.
And then that's not even to say, Monica, the trade deadline is Thursday. They got ahead of this on Sunday. They got 4 more days to make whatever other moves they want to make.
Hmm.
And then remember the buyout market where teams are going to buy out guys so they can even pick up. So Dallas is not done, potentially. And to your point, Dallas can catch one of these young teams slipping. We like Oklahoma City. We like Memphis. We like Houston. But what they all got in common is they're young. We talked about that.
Hmm.
So over a 7-game series, we got athletes on Dallas who are not super young. They're in that sweet spot. So now, if they catch Houston, if the moment's too big for Houston, if the moment's too big for some players in Oklahoma, if the moment's too big for Memphis, we're not anticipating that. But and also, we don't know where Dallas might be seated. Dallas might not even have to play those 3 in the first round. So now, would Dallas have to play a Denver, a Phoenix? Dallas might have to play the Lakers. Don't get me wrong. I like this Dallas team presently constructed versus Los Angeles presently constructed. Either Los Angeles team, Clippers or the Lakers in a first round series. And I would take Dallas right now. But Thursday is a long way from Sunday.
Don't take them because not today because everyone's injured. All of the starters are out except
And
Clay, I think.
And we don't know what the NBA will look like come Thursday because we don't know what Western Conference team potentially might get Jimmy Butler.
Right. Right.
Or De'Aaron Fox.
Right. Well, he wants to go to the Spurs. He's exclaimed that
Now, listen, I'm hearing rumors on the internet that the Spurs hold up as they don't want to give up Steven Castle or Vassell. Knock, knock, knock. I hope this microphone is on. That you the Spurs, snap the fuck out of it. The NBA world is changing in front of your eyes. Don't get caught like the Golden State Warriors trying to hold on to Moody and Pods and Kuminga and miss out on the superstar. Give up the young fellas and get Wemby with De'Aaron Fox immediately and figure it out. Because you being stupid right now. You being silly right now. You being dumb. Don't be dumb. And also, if I'm the Houston Rockets, and if I got a chance to upgrade from Fred VanVleet to De'Aaron Fox, somehow, some way,
please, Lord Jesus. Matter of fact, let's get to it. Let's get to it. Hold on, because I got to introduce this one because
I give up Jalen Green for De'Aaron Fox.
I don't even have an introduction for these niggas.
Go for it, because you're passionate about
the other nights, I was so excited because Memphis was playing Houston. So I'm all excited. I'm like, oh, they about to go off. It's about to be a good game, you know.
Was a good game.
Put a little dollar or two down on them. It was a great game. And
did you make money?
Yeah, I did win some money. I bet I won some money.
Amen.
My guy, Fred VanVleet. This is my favorite person. I learned when I first started parlaying basketball. It's certain players you just don't bet on. I don't care how the internet is telling you to go. Don't listen to the internet. These niggas will lie to you every time. Don't bet on stupid bets. Don't do it. Do your research. Now, I didn't lose much when that first bet, but Fred VanVleet.
Tell the church.
At the end of the game.
No way.
This
no way.
Ran the clock down to what? 39, 29 seconds? That's enough time for the Memphis Grizzlies to get another possession when he shoots a three-pointer that he can't make.
No, no, no,
The
no
nigga
way.
shoots at like 30-something%. Why are you
From the
shooting
field.
three
From the
pointers?
field.
Why are you shooting 3-pointers at the end of the game? Why would you do
From the
that?
field.
Why would you do
From the
that?
field. Now, just for the audience clarification, she don't mean Fred VanVleet is shooting in the 30s from three. She means from everywhere. She means from there, over here, over there. That means if he shoots the ball 10 times, he probably gonna make it around 3-ish times.
I am not
3-ish
over it.
times.
That was a loss that did not have to happen. The nigga shot a 3, and then they tried to shoot another 3 at the end of the game instead of just making a layup.
No,
What is
no,
going
no,
on? Are the Houston
no.
Rockets, are these niggas drugged? Are you niggas drugged? Are you throwing
And
the game?
that's what I
Are you
mean.
rigging
That's
the
what I
game?
mean. That's what I mean by young teams. And the gotcha is he's not young.
That
He's
nigga's like
not
the
young.
oldest nigga on the team, isn't he?
But that's why when we talk, because also the problem with young teams is Jalen Green or Amen Thompson, do they have the wherewithal to be like, hey nigga, give me this motherfucking ball? Because guess what? That's not happening in Oklahoma City. That's not happening in Memphis.
Nope.
Ja and Shea are old enough to be like, hold on, big dog. First of all, they taking the ball out the other end. It's not even getting to that point where they gotta get the ball passed. They go ahead. Yep, they taking it out. Right? But Amen Thompson, second year in the league. Jalen Green, third year in the league. It might be a little hard. This nigga is an NBA champion. He in his 30s. He got a little stature in the league. So it's hard to be like,
oh, he's not helpful. So many turnovers. The nigga.
I'm with you, but I'm saying, but we're talking about the human aspect. It's hard at their young age to be like, hey, yo, my nigga, rock.
But
Rock.
he should already know when they're on fire. He's
taking advantage.
Know.
He's taking advantage of their. He's taking advantage of their young age, Monica. He's taking advantage. He's taking advantage.
In this game against the Grizzlies, Dylan Brooks, 22 points. Amen Thompson, 21 points. Jalen Green, Jalen Green, 25 points. You know your niggas got the hot hand. Fred VanVleet, you shot 13 points this whole game. Why would you think it was smart to take a 3? Why didn't you just take a 2?
He's taking advantage of their youth.
You cocky nigga. And he's draining the whole team because of it. If he does it again, I didn't get to watch the full highlights in the spectrum that I wanted to watch them in for this last game. But I guarantee you they lost because of Fred VanVleet.
100%.
I'm blaming the nigga every time because I saw someone make a stupid decision in that moment, and I know the coach just looked at him like, "Are you okay?
Coach
Are you
said,
okay,
fuck
nigga? Why
Coach said, I'm about to go
the game like
He said, fucking, I'm going to dinner. I don't even got nothing to say. You old enough to know that what you did was whack. I'm going to dinner. I think he's taking advantage of the fact that his teammates are super young and that they probably don't have the confidence to say, hey, nigga, don't do that shit no more. Because he can't pull that shit off with a veteran team.
This is psychotic. That's all I'm saying. Like, y'all couldn't even beat a Grizzly team without Ja Morant. And the last time y'all walked on them niggas, and I think Ja played. So it goes to show, like, look, matter of fact, since we're here, you have any other words for Houston? Because at this time, we got a problem.
Right now, Monica, I'm stuck on this Anthony Davis, Luka Doncic trade. We have quotes coming out by the minute. Another quote by the Dallas Mavericks GM. I want your opinion on this. What did he say? He said, this is a quote, not from me, not interpretation, this is from him. I believe that defense wins championships. I believe that getting an all defensive center and an all NBA player with a defensive mindset gives us a better chance. We're built to win now and in the future. Those are the words from general manager of the Dallas Mavericks, Nico Harris. And also, you asked for the stats from Anthony Davis. Before you comment, let me give you that. 26 points per game, 12 rebounds, 2 blocks. He's played 42 games, so he's played an extra 20 games than Luka. And once again, before you go, the NBA trade deadline is this upcoming Thursday at 3 p.m. Eastern time. It's gonna be wild. Thursday's gonna be crazy. We might have to record Thursday at 6, Thursday night, something. It's gonna be crazy. Cause I know,
to do that Thursday.
I know something's happening. Something's happening
It
Thursday.
might need to be later on Thursday, so I'll let you know. But
something's happening Thursday.
Yeah.
Because Jimmy got to be moved now.
Yeah. I think they're looking to trade him. I think they're trying to figure out what they want to do with the nigga.
I think they were pussyfooting around. I think this shook up all the teams in the NBA who was like, we might trade this guy.
Did you see the reaction from the Suns when the news came out?
I saw that clip with them on the bench.
Yeah, crazy. Just crazy.
LeBron has blasted a reporter who said that LeBron was growing frustrated with Anthony Davis. So now LeBron has tweeted, CBS Sports said LeBron had grown frustrated with Anthony Davis. LeBron quote tweeted that and said, "You a fucking lie," with the Pinocchio emoji and the clown emoji.
Y'all better leave LeBron alone right now. He's pissed. He is so upset. His ground dog's gone. Man, it's always supposed to be Bron and AD. It's always supposed to be Bron and AD. How dare you take them away? How dare you separate them?
How dare you?
Everything going on for a white boy.
Right.
You put a white boy with the nigga. You put the nigga with a white boy.
Man, LeBron, ain't nobody happier than LeBron right now. Quietly, now publicly, because AD is boy and AD is signed to LeBron's talent agency, he gotta pretend to be like, God damn it, AD, I can't believe they did this, dog. Oh man. But in the back of LeBron's mind, he like, him and Bronny, they in the hotel room like, we got Luka, dog. I don't know where we got Luka and we kept our other first round draft pick, and the trade deadline is Thursday, and we can either trade Reeves or Hachimura. Now you gotta keep Hachimura for defense, because you also lost Max Christie. So if you Austin Reeves, I hope you was renting an apartment and you didn't buy a house. If you was Austin Reeves, I hope. Listen, Austin, just go ahead and start call the abuelas, get them to clean out the apartment now. Get them to help you pack your clothes, dry clean everything, okay? If you Austin Reeves, cause you heading out of town, my boy. I'm gonna be honest with you. You might be sent to Indiana for Miles Turner, or they might do some freaky 14 trades.
Miles Turner is crazy.
You might go to Portland for Robert Williams or DeAndre Ayton. You might go. I'm not saying exactly where you gonna go.
Austin Reeves to Milwaukee.
You might go to Orlando for Wendell Carter.
What's his name? Chris Middleton? Yeah.
What?
Chris Middleton to the Lakers for Austin Reeves.
They're number one.
Call them the development team. Everybody's injured and getting better.
Their number one priority right now for the Lakers is getting rim protection. That's priority number one. Numero uno.
Well,
for sure.
Giannis ain't going nowhere.
No, not premium. Not premium rim protection. They're looking for a guy with
power forward.
They need a center who can defend the paint.
Okay, so we need a center for the Lakers, right? So current available centers for trade.
Wendell Carter Jr. and Mo Bamba. Well, I'm just throwing names out there. I think Mo Bamba was traded. I think he was traded to the Clippers. But will the Clippers want to help the Lakers?
How much playing time does Mo Bamba get a game? Because I don't be seeing him out on the floor.
Oh, breaking news! Breaking news! Breaking news! I told you the buyout market is here. And the trade deadline is here. So the Lakers don't even need to trade for Mo Bamba. Utah Jazz have waived center Mo Bamba after acquiring him in the trade with the Los Angeles Clippers. They said, my boy, you free to go. All we wanted was that draft pick, my boy. They called him when he was traded. They said, hey, stay where you at. You don't got to get on no plane to come to Utah. You don't got to get on no plane, baby boy. Wait till the facts come in. We want to send in another fax. You be free to go. Hey, if I was an NBA player, I would love to get a call that, hey, I know you saw you got traded. You do not have to come. You are fine where you are. Stay exactly where you are. Mm-hmm. And so now, they are expected to hold on to PJ Tucker, who they also got in the trade from. I didn't even know he was in the league. He's making $19 million this year. I think they're trying to convince PJ Tucker to accept a buyout. He's supposed to get 19. How about we give you 11 right now? Would you take it? And if I'm PJ, no sir, no sir. I'll stay home for the full 19. I'm in no rush, baby. I'm in no rush. Yeah. So what do you think? I mean, Mo Bamba is now you the Lakers. Now, Monica, you said getting Chris Middleton. The Chris Middleton door opens up now. Now that we got Mo Bamba, we got a center. We don't need to trade nothing. Now, what we trade Austin Reeves for can be a little bit more freakier, a little bit more creative. It don't have to just be for need.
Chris Middleton can create his own shots.
No.
He can. Have you watched him? Do you watch him play?
No.
Oh,
I'm just saying, he's older. He often injured.
He is older, but he's more mature.
Hold on. 12 points. 12 points a game. I don't think I would do that.
No, okay, so here's the reason. No. Hold on. Wait a second. Calm down, everybody. We got a problem. Because Simbay does not believe that Chris Middleton can be effective when put in a situation.
Hold on! Breaking news!
Shooter.
Oh my gosh.
Okay,
oh my gosh.
One at a time. Okay? Chris Middleton, if Damian Lillard and Giannis are ball hogging, Chris Middleton?
Yeah. The Bucks, the Milwaukee Bucks, they say, Monica, we see your Chris Middleton for Austin Reeves, and we raise you Zach LaVine. That's way better.
Zach LaVine?
That's way better. 10 minutes ago, it hit the internet. The Bucks are now the betting favorite to become Zach LaVine's new team at the trade deadline.
And they're gonna trade for Chris Middleton?
Because I think Chris Middleton's contract should be expiring, and I think his contract is probably either expiring or the Chicago Bulls is going to be like, how many draft picks you got available? Go ahead and look in your drawer. They said, Monica, go ahead and look in your closet. Do you have 2? Do you have 3? Do you have 4 draft picks available? Because if you do you looking for draft picks? Because if you do, here's Zach LaVine. They say, yeah, well, I don't know what Dallas was going to take in one draft pick. We need about 3 or 4 of them things.
That's
for
crazy,
sure.
I was taking Zach LaVine to be going to the Clippers. So you think so let's get on this real quick because I don't have this on my board, but let's make it a topic.
Breaking news, that's why we live.
Yeah, Kawhi.
No team say Kawhi.
Kawhi.
Stop calling him Kawhi. Stop calling him Kawhi. Stop calling him Kawhi. You doing that and get somebody there.
Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi. I like Kawhi. It's so cute. Anyway,
Honolulu Kawhi.
Okay, quiet. See now.
Quiet. Right. Quiet. You sound like you about to yell at a group of quiz. I said quiz.
Right, so Kawhi Leonard, James Harden, Norman Powell, Ivica Zubac. What can we do?
I'm not moving Zubac. I'm not moving Harden.
Well, we can't move Derrick Jones Jr. We just acquired him last year.
And we won't. The Clippers are moved out.
Because when they needed somebody to step up,
I don't think
if Derrick Jones Jr. Don't play with him. Don't play with him. He will get to shooting.
No.
He will get to
I'm not even talking about him. I'm saying I'm
saying in general. No, we're not going to trade him at all because I feel like I don't know why he was traded in the first place because I felt like he was a great asset for Dallas and I feel like him and PJ Washington played their best together. And it's like
Dallas
when
is
he
soft
left.
launching.
What?
Oh, hold on. I was about to say Dallas is soft launching the tank,
Oh, I
but
thought you said that was a soft mention. I was like, what's soft about PJ Washington and Derrick Jones Jr. on the floor
oh
blocking the
no,
ball? They used to get buckets together. Them was my boys. They was running together. So when I found out he got traded, it was very disappointing. Um, but you said we're not moving Zubac. Yeah, because Zubac does what he needs to do when he needs to do it.
I feel
He
like the
knows
Clippers are.
what to do when he needs to do it. I think that's what some people need to do as far as playing their role in basketball, and then we'll have a better game going every game. Go ahead.
I think the Clippers they're out of the move business. I think if they do make, and when I say move business, I mean in terms, will they make trades for smaller players here and there, or after the trade deadline, people on the buyout market? Sure. But do I think they'll make a juggernaut type of deal? I don't. But to recap on Chris Middleton for the audience out there, his contract this year is guaranteed. Next year, he has a player option for $34 million for the 25-26 season. Guess what, Monica? I don't predict the future, but I can take a guess. He's opting in for that 34 for sure. He's taking that 34. I can predict the
Because he's
future.
older, he should only get 34.
I mean, the only reason you will opt out of that 34 for next year is because you think you can get a long term deal somewhere else. If I'm Chris Middleton, I don't know if that's true, but what I do know for sure is if I opt in, I'm guaranteed to get that 34. So you know what I mean? That's just me and how my brain rolls from 30 plus years of not making 30 plus $1 million a year. That's how my brain works. I'm taking that because he's not. I can't see a team giving him. And I don't think the Chicago Bulls, if he was to get traded to Chicago, I don't think Chicago will give him an extension. I think they'll take on his bad contract for draft picks, unless it's a three-team trade where he gets traded and he ends up like Zach LaVine goes to Milwaukee. I don't know what other team would have to get involved. Um, that could get interesting because it's hard to envision a team that he can fit into at that number of $34 million. So any team that is taking Chris Middleton, they're essentially buying the draft picks. Like the draft picks that Milwaukee is giving you, you're essentially paying $34 million for X amount of draft picks because he's opting in. And so it would have to be a bad team, which Chicago is, who has a player who's making equal salary, which they have, and Zach LaVine. But if you're Milwaukee, Zach LaVine, he wants something that a lot of these older niggas want, and that is a contract extension. And now, Monica, Zach LaVine, he's been on a bad team for a few years, putting up good numbers. Monica,
Right.
let's play the game. Will Monica pay this nigga? Right now, Zach LaVine is getting paid $43 million. Next year, he's getting paid 46. He has a player option for 48 or $49 million in 26-27. Grrr, Monica, will you pay this nigga, Zach LaVine?
Zach LaVine has actually won me a lot of money because he's very productive all over the floor, points, rebounds, and assists. He's a very active player. He's always moving around on the floor. Will I pay him 43? I might pay him 44. I'm just being for
Well,
real. Only
no,
because
no, no.
I know he will bring a lot to the table. Now, when we're talking about this Zach LaVine trade, we need to think about because he's a guard, right? Am I not, or is he a forward?
Oh, you know what
Is Zach
though,
LaVine a
Monica?
guard or a forward?
He's a guard, but
He's
I'm
a
looking
guard.
at the
Okay,
details
so
of
we
his
got
contract.
Damian Lillard. We need to trade a guard for a guard. So obviously Chris Middleton is probably going to have to go to the Bulls. I don't know how that's going to help him, but we're not getting rid of Damian Lillard. We can't. So
No, I was gonna say, Monica,
mhm.
to add to that, his contract has a 15% trade bonus. So he's
What do you
making
call Bobby
43%.
Portis?
No, no, no. It's a 15% trade bonus that Zach LaVine has. So he's making 43 million this year. He's scheduled to make 46 next year. So it's going to be 46 plus 15%. Um, and then he's 30 next year. He's going to want a contract extension. So it's not will you pay him the 46 or the 49. It's will you pay him the 60 plus he's going to be looking for moving forward after next year.
I pay that man. I just feel like when he's with a
He'll be
productive team, look at how he plays now with the Bulls. The Bulls, all they got on their team that's really good. Is it Don Sumo? Is that his name? And Vucevic?
they got the all name team for
Hold on.
sure.
Is the is he play for the Bulls? Yeah, he does, I think.
The Bulls got the
And then
all
Vuva
name
Civic.
team.
Vuva Civic. But you gotta think about how many players on the Bulls are actually productive. Like everybody be talking about Kobe White. Kobe White is not productive. I'm sorry. He is trash. He's not productive. I don't understand. I don't care if you get a 20 or 30 point game every now and then. I don't get it. Like, and maybe I'm looking at the wrong stats, but when I see him play, it just sucks every time. So, you got to think about who we're going over there with. So, if you send somebody like Bobby Portis over there, he'll be elemental. But are you laughing at my trade? I'm just saying in general, if
No,
you send somebody like Portis over there, I mean, Portis is honestly a great fit and he's a rim protector, so he's not going nowhere. But if you send
no,
Chris Middleton over there, I mean, I don't know. Like, I just feel like they send people to the Wizards and they send people to Chicago when they want them to fail.
no. I'm looking at a whole bunch of news is breaking. So it's
Okay,
saying
we
that it
got
will be
another breaking news.
super hard for the for Chicago Bulls guard Zach LaVine to get to Milwaukee because they're in the second apron. So even if they did a three-team trade, the machinations to get Zach LaVine to Milwaukee will be extremely delicate. In addition, they have an opponent in the Golden State Warriors who behind the scene are also bidding for Zach LaVine's services from the Chicago Bulls. So between now and Thursday, it can get really exciting. And how do we know that Zach LaVine is about to get traded? Zach LaVine went from doubtful to inactive for today's game against the Detroit Pistons. So Zach LaVine, newsflash, between now and Thursday, Zach LaVine will not be playing NBA basketball for the Chicago Bulls. He's currently
Crazy.
averaging
He's saving
24
his
points.
energy up. You know what? Zach LaVine on the Warriors would actually look pretty good because they need somebody else to help them since the nigga, what's the nigga? Draymond stays injured and he won't help out on the boards or anything. Every now and then, Draymond is useful. He's not useful every game. I don't give a crap about him being an enforcer. I could care less. I need the nigga to be more active on the game. And he's not
Well,
always active on the game. He just be standing around like a doofus looking stupid. Like, it's a
enforcing
boy
only
here.
works
Go get it,
when we're
nigga.
good. Enforcing only works when we're good. You can't be an
Right.
enforcer on a bad team. It don't. You just violent.
Yeah.
Now, his
So let's trade. Matter of fact, send that nigga Draymond to the Bulls. Take Zach LaVine over there. If we want to
the
look at
bull.
it that way, let's look at
The
this
bull
trade on
said. The
that.
bull said, "Man, we gonna call. You know when you want to get off the phone, they're gonna say that. Hey, I'm gonna call you right back, and they're gonna go ahead and call the Milwaukee Bucks. You talking about you know what I mean? You talking about some. Yeah, let me call you back. Let me go ahead and you said for who?
Hey yo,
Let me call you back, dog. Let me hit you right. Hey. Hold that thought. Let me call you right back. Let me call
you
you right
get
back.
an enforcer out of the deal.
We a bad team.
That nigga
But
gonna bully everybody to try to walk on them niggas.
you know what?
Did you
My
see?
thought.
Did you see the reel where it had like? I want to. If I could show it, I'll put it in the video later. If I could do it without getting the copyright or anything. But it was like a reel, and it showed like the Chicago Bulls like back then and like now, and it showed them like bunny hopping and stuff. And I was like, yo, what is going on out here? This is hilarious because they literally are playing like trash, except 3, 4 players.
You know what, Monica? My brain is asking itself. You know, we're talking about these potential trades and the trades that have happened, and these players with big names. But as I put on my logical hat, what are the expectations of these teams? And the
The
reason I ask that question is it's rhetorical, but the reason I say it is because Zach LaVine to the Golden State Warriors, nothing is happening in reality. The Warriors are not winning the NBA championship and they're not closer just because they have Zach LaVine. And then with the Lakers and
But you
Luka
don't know what it
Doncic,
could look like yet. You don't know what it could look like. You got to see them play together first. You don't know what it could look like until you see them play together.
you're right. It could snow tomorrow. Um,
It could. And
uh,
it could be snowing hoops. You know what I'm saying? Bow, bow, switch, buckets, 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 buckets. You know what I'm saying? Like you never know. Like how that light skin, you know what I'm saying, thing going on over there. You got the Steph Curry, Zach Levine, you know what I'm saying? It's a light skin nigga thing. You gotta understand if you light skin. But
I just
they
don't
could they
know
could
if I
have that
believe.
Splash Brothers thing going again.
I don't know if I believe. I don't know if I believe.
Zach can shoot
Um,
threes.
not just the Zach Levine.
Splash Bros.
I
Let's
just don't.
replace Klay Thompson.
It's a lot of
Let's
these
make it
NBA
happen
teams.
because he's actually active. He's going to be more active than Clay ever was. Like, imagine him and Steph playing together.
Yeah, I
That
don't
could
think
be a
that does.
nice little duo.
I think it'll look good on TV. I don't think it does anything.
You never know defensively what it could do.
I don't think it'll do anything defensively for sure. Zach LaVine and Steph Curry. I don't. Who are they defending? That's the problem with them now. I think I think there's a glut of NBA teams with nowhere to go, and I would be very judicious um, with my assets if I was an NBA team. In that, who would be in that Golden State um, range? Now, I don't know what their draft pick situation is like because if they don't own their current draft picks for this year and the upcoming years, I can see why you might say fuck it. It is what it is. I still wouldn't take that approach, but I just think there's a few teams in the NBA where they got to take a hard look at where they really are, and if they're being honest with themselves, they're moving towards tanking. Me personally, I think there's a lot of teams that are hamsters on the wheel where they're making these moves that seem big, like ooh, we get Zach LaVine. Like Zach LaVine to Milwaukee is very different than Zach LaVine to Golden State. That's what I'm saying.
Well, okay, so let's look at another process of this, right? Because I was hearing rumors before that Hornets were going to trade LaMelo Ball, and they were talking about trading him for Steph Curry.
Golden State's not doing that, and there's no value in doing that if you're
Why not?
Charlotte, unless you just want to hit it. Because Steph Curry on Charlotte is not even going to the play-in. He's barely going to the play-in now, and Lamelo, like I could see why the Warriors would do it, but the Warriors would basically just be like what Charlotte is in San Francisco. They'd be a team with a player who is individually talented, who can't really elevate the others around him to become a winning situation. So, yeah, that's what I mean. If you're the Warriors, if I'm the Warriors, I'm asking Steph Curry this. What do you want to do? You have about 3 or 4 years left in your career. What do you want to do, big dog? Like, do you want to should we go find you a winning situation? You know what I mean? We could try to do that so that we can get some draft picks because right now, Golden State, because they have Steph Curry, nobody wants to say this, but is getting Wonderlandish. Is getting wildernessy for Golden State. They're basically a team in the wilderness featuring Steph Curry. Like the name of Steph Curry is stopping people from saying it out loud, but they're in the wilderness.
That's crazy. That's crazy. In the wilderness is crazy. I
You don't
mean, we
like.
got we who we got on the roster right now. We got Dennis Schroeder.
Well,
Um What
Keep
is
naming them.
this
Keep
Dennis
naming them.
Schroeder hate? Good Lord.
It's not Dennis Schroeder hate, but now we're talking about potential second best player on a team, and is our goal to win a championship? That's where that noise comes from. You know what I mean? Like a lot of these moves are like lateral moves that will cost you assets. That's what my issue is. If I'm Golden State, it's like this move doesn't make us demonstratively better, but it is expensive. That's
Bra-
my issue.
My guy Brandon, we got Brandon Podzeminski. He had a little
They
moment for a second, and then he got injured for a second. Now he's trying to make a
we
comeback, and
we
this is
talked about
not
this
happening.
on our first podcast with the Sportscast. Is
Yeah.
a lot of these. This is the National Basketball Association. When you said a lot of these niggas is in and out, a lot of these niggas can have a little moment. Aaron Wiggins dropped 40 yesterday. You feel me?
Okay, we're
Like
not there yet, though. We still
no, no,
talking
no, no,
about
no.
Golden State.
I'm not switching to that. I'm just saying like
No,
this
no,
is
no. But Brandon specific Podolski, whatever his name is, he specifically had several games in a row where he was putting up big numbers, and it was
yeah.
different. It was different.
NBA
Then he got
some
injured, and he went downhill because he's trying to make a comeback now. So it's possible in the future, depending on
no.
his rehabilitation.
It's not
He
possible.
could pop. Yes, it is.
That's not
Don't
possible.
do that. Yes, it is. Yes,
Man,
it
NBA players can have them a little moment, but
is.
nah, it's not possible, dog. It's over. The Warriors got to accept that it's
Might come
over.
back. Jonathan
So-
Kaminga. The nigga injured now, and I think it's because somebody hurt his feelings. I don't think that nigga injured at all.
Nah,
I
it's
think somebody
over.
hurt his feelings. Andrew Wiggins, Buddy Hield. I call them my two little forwards. They just come off the bench and they just shoot a few little threes every now and then. Otherwise, they'll get like maybe 5, 6 points a game or so. Um, Wiggins been trying to step up, I think. Moses Moody is Moses Moody. Um,
The Warriors got to
Lady
break it
Waters
down
still
for
playing.
parts. The
Calvin
Warriors got to
Johnson.
they got to sell this old car for parts. Sell the tires, sell the catalytic converter,
Trace Jackson
um,
Davis.
sell, sell the radio, sell the speakers, um, sell the Easy Pass. Um, it's over, man. It's a lot of NBA teams that we're watching, Monica. A lot of NBA teams don't want to accept that it's over, and they're digging themselves in a financial hole. They're trading away draft picks, and then when it's finally over, they going they're going to be in a bad situation. Like the upcoming decade, the latter part of the 2020s and the early 2030s, it's going to be very dark for a lot of teams. The later half of the 2020 decade, because we in the halfway point, the later half is going to look dark
God, you make
for
it
the
sound
Warriors.
so Game of Thrones me.
It's going to look dark. It's going to look dark for the Clippers. Darkness for the Clippers. Darkness for the Warriors. And depending on what happens in Milwaukee, could look dark if Giannis decides I gotta go.
Giannis ain't going nowhere. That nigga gonna stay right where he at. Cause he
He may
wears the
not though.
green and white. And he's a Greek freak. So he gotta have the green. I don't know what that
What?
means. But
Yeah, cause the Greek color is blue and white. I'm like, huh?
yo, but nah, let's get into this next topic. Oh, God, where are we at? Aaron Wiggins shot 41 points as OKC demolishes the Sacramento offensive lineman. Even with Malik Monk moving and grooving to create shots, it wasn't enough to stop the OKC defense. Monk got denied a good one from Shai Gilgis,
Shalom.
Alexander, as Shea sprinted for a steady layup. However, last night was Aaron Wiggins' night. The guys on the bench celebrated on the sideline, jumping for joy with every shot made as the crowd chanted, Aaron Wiggins, Aaron Wiggins, Aaron Wiggins, as he strived for 40, embarrassing the Sacramento bench as well as their starters. After a water bath from teammates at the end of the game, Aaron Wiggins said, and I quote, "It's a blessing to be a part of this team." Aaron Wiggins averages 10 points, 4 rebounds, and 2 assists per game off the bench. He was a starter last night due to Jalen Williams, the power forward, being unavailable. What do you have to say about this? It was for me. I've personally the OKC videos that they do at the end of every game, like with the reporters. They make me so happy. Like, it just makes me happy. Now, I know me and you have discussed several times, okay, how can we afford to keep all these players together? It's like a brotherhood for them. And I really enjoy watching their brotherhood come about. I like seeing, even if they're being fake funny, like, he's getting 40 points, and they're being funny about it. At the end of the day, it looks joyous. It looks fun. It's like a brotherhood. And we don't see that from most teams in the NBA. And so I just wanted to congratulate Aaron Wiggins on a 41-point game. But I also wanted to delve into the brotherhood and not being so clicky, because when I look at the Lakers, right, I look at LeBron and AD, it's given clicky. It's given very clicky for me. And it's given everybody else wasn't really in the click. So it's it's like the chemistry, it just isn't there for me. When I look at the Bucks sometimes, it's like Giannis lives one lifestyle. All his teammates live totally different lifestyles. Chris Middleton lives a totally different lifestyle from Damian Lillard, who thinks he's a rapper, or who is a rapper, I guess. You got, what's his name? Bobby Portis, giving black pride for me, literally. Who else on their team? I'm just saying, everybody on there has a different lifestyle. So it's not even a lifestyle for me. It's just they don't mesh well together. And I think that's why all these teams keep having to do all these trades every year. This is why the trading process goes about. Teams don't mesh well together. People get into disagreements and this, that, and the third, but they don't know how to work it out as brothers to move forward. I feel like a team like OKC sets a really good example of how your brotherhood should be within a team. Not that everybody should have goofy antics and all that, but show that that's your brother. I mean, is there a team in the NBA that you look at where you're like, oh, it's a brotherhood? It's
Um,
healthy chemistry, because they play better when they have the chemistry. And that's my thing. Create a brotherhood, play better, don't be clicky. Let's get this money.
there's 6 teams that come to mind in the NBA, and it's no surprise that they're the top 6 teams in the NBA right
Hmm.
now. Memphis, OKC, Houston,
Hmm.
Cleveland, Knicks, Celtics. A lot of what goes into
Yeah.
that is, but is this. A lot of those teams are homegrown. I know now the Knicks might not be homegrown, but
They mesh
their
well, though.
core
They do mesh
their
well.
core players played together in college,
Hmm.
and then I think Cat brings a great attitude. He don't take himself too seriously.
Yeah.
Um, and I think OKC they homegrown. I mean, I know Shea was traded from the Clippers, but he was the first one of their core that's there that got there, and then they all grew around him. Same thing with Houston. And then the same thing with Memphis. So I
Same
think
thing
you
with
see
Houston as far as who? Sangoon?
Sengun, Jalen Green, Amen
Yeah.
Thompson, Whitmore, Eason. The only people they brought in was
I
Van
feel like
Vliet
Dylan is
and
a part of it too. I feel like Van Fleet is just
Dylan.
ugh.
Yeah, and so I
But he
think I
tries to
think
play main character and ugh. Anyway, go
I
ahead.
think
Sorry.
yeah. So I think chemistry is a big. I mean, we talk about this all the time. These NBA
One
teams
person
are
could throw off the whole chemistry and can cause a whole
And
imbalance.
not only that, but these NBA teams, they're not fantasy teams. I know people bet, and I'm not saying this about you, but there's a lot of people who bet and they look at these players as numbers, but these are human beings. So human interactions just like at anyone else's job, will affect how you perform at work,
Yeah.
right? And this is their job. And so it's no secret that the teams that we see with the best chemistry are also performing the best because it's easier for me to go the extra. But for example, Houston, that Fred Van Vliet, those 2 3-pointers he shot, it lost him the game, correct? We get that.
Mhm.
If their chemistry wasn't so strong as a team, that type of ending to a game, that could have broke up a lot of locker rooms in the NBA whose chemistry is not tight. And so it's the things like that where you see teams where someone takes a bad shot, where they misses a shot, and you can see the teams with good chemistry. It's like, hey man, it is what it is. Teams with bad chemistry, somebody might get cussed out right then and there on the court, or you might see the bad body language,
But
dudes
how
throwing
often
their
do you
arms up.
see that with this soft NBA league now? You can't do that. The rest
You
teams
see
do
people,
well.
you see no, but you see people rolling their eyes in this NBA. You see
Yeah,
people
you
throwing
might
their
see
hands
the
up.
rolling the eyes, but you ain't seeing
Yeah, but
nobody getting cussed out or nothing.
no,
Listen,
but
Fred Van Fleet is an
I'm putting
old
that.
nigga. He put you said yourself he instills fear into the young niggas. You
No,
said
but
he taking advantage of them.
no, I'm saying yeah, but what I'm saying is he's taking advantage of the situation, but I don't think
Yeah.
he's like an asshole. Like in reality, I don't think he's you know what I mean being an asshole to them in person. And what I mean is that they're a team with good chemistry. They're not rolling their eyes. They're not huffing and puffing. They're not making a stink. And I think teams where the chemistry is bad, that dudes is going to make a stink. Dudes is going to roll their eyes. Dudes is going to act passive aggressive, get sassy, and I don't think that's happening with the 6 teams that we named.
Speaking of sassy, I really need to start putting videos on here because I know you seen the Jalen Williams sitting on the bench looking at the other team just with a look in his eyes like trash. Speaking of sassy, he was very sassy in that brown hoodie last night. Very
Come on,
sassy.
you
Very
know
sassy in that
the
brown
thing
hoodie.
with
I was
these
loving it
young
because it's the
players,
first day of Black History Month. Yeah. Yeah,
I love
Yesterday
it
was
too.
first. I love it.
I
I
love it.
love it. He
I
was
love it
real
too,
sassy last night.
and I love it when young players you can tell that he wanted to be out there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so I don't, you know what I mean? That's cool with me because I guarantee if they had a rule that could allow you to, in the middle of the game, if you was ruled out, if you say, hey, I'm actually healthy, he'd have went out there. He'd have went out there.
Yeah.
But so, you know, it's all good fun. It's all good
Okay.
fun, man.
So I I'm ready to get into this now. So let's talk about a team with bad chemistry, right?
Ooh,
Um let's give it a go because this team yesterday lost 105-103 to the Washington Wizards. Give it up for the Minnesota Timberwolves.
Monica,
Okay, them
when you
niggas.
want to talk
First of
about
all,
bad
wait,
chemistry,
wait, but we're missing Anthony Edwards. Okay, and oh wait, who else were we missing? Who else were we missing? Yeah, what's the guy name? He's difficult. Julius Randle. He wasn't on there either. Okay, so we're missing 2 of those players.
that
Was Miles
that's
Reed out too?
that's pretty significant. Missing those 2, I'm not gonna hold you. You missing your 2 best players. That's significant. What I will say is though, even if all their players are healthy, they still a bad chemistry team.
Yeah.
We've been talking about their bad chemistry all season. It ain't got
Well,
nothing to do with health.
did you
Their bad chemistry.
see? Did I send you the video of Gobert, Rudy Gobert on the floor? Did you
Mm-mm.
see the video on Shaq page from Rudy Gobert?
I
He was
yeah, I
on the
saw
floor and somebody was standing over him and he was like, "Oh, what play is this?"
Nah, let me say this, man.
Okay.
Um,
This nigga Rudy
Ju-
Gobert, the biggest nigga on the floor. How many rebounds we get yesterday? 16. Okay, he moving up the ladder. He moving up the ladder. But Jaden McDaniels got 12. So nigga, you need to be doing double what Jaden McDaniels is doing. He's a forward. You're a center. Yeah, we know what forwards do. But you're a center. You need to be grabbing the most rebounds every single game. Jaden McDaniels should not have 7 rebounds in a game and Rudy Gobert only has 3. Granted, they was playing their butts off last night because for them to lose that close, because I saw them when they was down and I was like, dang, they gonna stay. I was like, if you lose to the Wizards, cool. Losing by more than like 5 points to the Wizards is crazy to me. So, they got it back up there, but they had Jaden McDaniels out there on the floor struggling. Make 23 points. He played 40 minutes and 19 seconds, 12 rebounds, got a double-double, and 4 assists. We had Nas Reed played 19 minutes for whatever reason. Did he get injured or something? I'm not sure. 8 points. 3 rebounds. Rudy Gobert, 16 points, 16 rebounds. It was a 32 night. Plus the 4 assists, 36 points, rebounds, and assists for Rudy Gobert. Who do we have? Mike Conley actually got 16 points. Nikhil Walker-Alexander, 14 point. When I look at the numbers, I'm like, okay, they was really out there playing. But Kyle Kuzma took the game for me because my man's got 31 points. How many rebounds? 8 rebounds, 2 assists, only 2 turnovers. Kuzma was out there looking like Kobe last night. This nigga dog. Anyway, Kuzma was out there looking like Kobe last night. He was getting to it. And he had a great night. Give me 1 second. No, I don't know what happened with the stream, but all right, give me 2 seconds because I was trying to get into this whole topic, but the person I was talking with is not on the stream anymore. Okay, so yeah, with that, I'm gonna have to answer my own question. So with Kyle Kuzma making it look like he's Kobe on the floor with the Minnesota Timberwolves. It was a very embarrassing ending for the Timberwolves, and it was just a lot going on with that last night. But they did fight until the finish, so I'm not mad that they were missing the people who they were missing. And yeah, the point of the conversation was that the chemistry is always off between them. You'll see like Rudy Gobert wide open on the floor. Then you'll see other people playing but not passing the ball to him. And it's just like, well, why didn't we pass the ball to Rudy Gobert? Like, he's wide open on the floor. We've seen what's his name? We've seen what is his name? Julius Randle. Always driving to the basket. Um, Never looking around to see who else is there. And I think that it's more so because me and my friend we talk about this a lot, and it's like they don't play for each other. So when you can't play for each other, you don't have team chemistry. You probably don't even like one another. You're probably just playing to play, right? So I think that's what's going on in a lot of these cases. Um, so just going forward, I think for the Timberwolves to thrive, they have to get whatever's going on with them personally together, and then they can like keep it moving. And eventually thrive. Because I feel like they could be a good team together. They could really be a good team if they just learn how to work off of one another. So I mean, it's still a thing. It can happen, but who knows? The next topic that I wanted to get into was the NBA overseas is the NBA is talking about going overseas and creating a league in Europe, or maybe joining forces with the current league, which is the Euro League. I just wanted to cover this topic briefly. I actually did want to talk to Simbay about this because he travels a lot more than me, but I'm just gonna give y'all some highlights from it. Um, According to Basket News, which is a channel on YouTube, they said London and Paris games tend to sell out. The most recent game that was featured in Paris was the San Antonio Spurs and Indiana Pacers. They played two games. The Spurs won the first, Indiana Pacers won the second. And it was just more of a thing like, if we went overseas as the NBA, how profitable would it be in the long run? Would the EuroLeague merge with the NBA, or would it be a competitor? They said EuroLeague General Manager Paulos Montianis believes, and I quote, EuroLeague's position is solid despite all these NBA fever rumors. So he's saying, hey, like, we're good over here. Like, we know what we're doing. I know the EuroLeague has a partnership with IMG, so the way the NBA um, whichever way they decide to go with this, they'll likely have to go through them to cut a deal if they're thinking about combining. And you want to combine, you want to work together, on something like this. Um, there's an option that the EuroLeague has in their partnership with IMG where certain basketball clubs can opt out. They have an opt out option, so that can help the NBA bring in other teams or clubs to the NBA. And um, hold on one second. But this would give clubs a chance to maybe merge in with this NBA opportunity in the long run. They can bring in more money opportunities for the EuroLeague for teams if they were to opt in with the NBA, whatever league they decide to create. Um, and they can bring more sponsorships, budgets, etc. It's a lot that they can bring to that. I think Simbay is trying to get back on. I'll see. But yeah. So and then this can bring more attention to overseas players. It can open up the NBA draft a bit more. I mean, would the EuroLeague be like combined with the NBA, like over here, or would it be like a whole like separate league in itself? Those are kind of the questions I ask myself when I'm thinking about like, oh well, how would this work? Um so regarding that, I wanted to wait on him to get on so I could get to that topic. We'll see if he comes back. But until then, we'll bring it back around real quick. I'm going to recap a few games that most people probably didn't care to pay too much attention to, but and also there's a game going on right now. We got the Bulls at the Pistons 31-25. Fun, fun, fun. Do I have funds on these? Yes, I do. Um, so I don't know why it always does this. Okay. Okay, so yesterday Orlando played Utah Jazz. Jazz won 113-99 over a 10-point win. Crazy because Orlando got like its whole roster back. ATL played Indiana Pacers, and Indiana Pacers took them by 5 points, 132-127. Very high paced game, as always. That's what you can expect from them. Denver played Charlotte. Denver won 107-104. Charlotte was trying to fight back, but it didn't happen. And they were at home, which is crazy. We already went over to Brooklyn and Houston, which was ridiculous. Washington, Minnesota, we got over. Sacramento, OKC, we went over. Los Angeles Lakers and New York Knicks. LeBron was showing out last night, baby. He was doing it. He was doing it for him. He how many shots? Let me look at LeBron's box score from last night. LeBron 33 points, 11 rebounds, 12 assists. This nigga had a triple double in
Hey,
Madison
hey.
Square Garden. What's up?
Hello.
The
Technical
homie is
difficulties.
back.
Yeah, I thought my
Yeah.
phone was fully charged when I started, but this app
Yeah.
would do it.
This app will take you out. So I was just going over the games from last night. Since you're back, just let me just finish recapping this real quick. I was talking
Please
about LeBron's triple double yesterday.
go for it.
Yeah. Did you see it?
Did I see? I did catch some of the highlights of the game. Um, and I saw that LeBron went off. LeBron has he has the ability to have these moments even at 40 years old. And
And
no
he
one
said this
doubts
is
that.
40. To the camera, he said this is 40.
It's just a consistency. That's the question at this age. But listen, LeBron, I mean, Luka Doncic, I guess the idea is that he can take some of that burden off of LeBron offensively, and it'll help LeBron pick his spots in the most idealized version of this connection between them. So, so we'll see. There's words that Vucevic might make his way to the Los Angeles Lakers. What that would do for rim protection, not so much. But if the defense
For
can just
Vucevic, you
hold
don't
to
think so?
give Le,
Vucevic can be a rim
no, he's
protector.
not.
He could be a rim
He's
protector.
not. He's not known as a defender, but I think if they can play
Mhm.
defense good enough to allow Luka and LeBron to go off on offense, that might be all you need to make some noise. I'm gonna say noise. I don't know. I don't know what the Lakers can do, but if we just focus just on last night alone, listen, 33 points, 12 assists, 11 rebounds, it's a monster. Um,
He doing it, baby.
yeah, phenomenal night for LeBron and
Crazy.
phenomenal night for the Lakers overall. I mean, they crushed it.
Yeah,
They
they
made
had
19 out of 40
three
three
people
pointers.
in the double digits. You had Rui
Yeah.
Hachimura with 21 points. You had Austin Reeves with 27. And then you had Dorian Finney-Smith and Max Christie tied for 15. Jason Hayes had
hmm
4 points, center.
Yep.
And the
Yep.
center with no rebounds, only like two. Why LeBron James have to get all the rebounds?
Well,
It's
the
40.
reason why it wasn't, the truth is that wasn't that many rebounds available in the entire game because, for example, New York only had 44 rebounds and the Lakers had 37, and both teams shot really well. The Lakers were 47 to 81, and the Knicks were 44 of 95. So both teams shot well. They got the rebounds that were available to them.
Mhm.
Um, the what it seems like the Lakers they won a turnover battle marginally, one and they also got more steals and got more blocks also marginally. But I think it just came down to the fact that LeBron controlled the game, and
As he always
yeah,
does. Maybe AD was tired of him.
and also Carl Anthony Towns didn't have his greatest performance yesterday. Jalen Brunson didn't have his greatest performance yesterday, so I'd have to look at the schedule. I don't know if maybe the New York Knicks were coming off of a back-to-back. I'm not sure, but it seems like they had a real low energy game. Again, we talk about this regular season, 82 game season. You're gonna have some of these low energy games. That's just scheduled losses, just not your night.
Hmm.
And so yeah, but I do think, do the Lakers feel good about LeBron's performance leading into them trading for Luka Doncic? I bet they do.
Hmm.
I bet they do. And I know LeBron's excited because he's like, if I could do this, if I could, excuse me, he's like, if I could do this with no AD, imagine how we finna turn up with Luka.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so then we got Miami and San Antonio Spurs. Miami won that 105-103. Uh, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. Um, Portland played Phoenix, and I actually watched like half that game. And when I realized that Phoenix was just gonna play trash the whole game, I said, "All right, bruh, I'm out." Portland won over them, double digit win, 127-108. It's just wild for me. For like people who actually could shoot buckets. Like it's just wild for me. Like I don't get it. But not too much on that. So did you have any comments on any of those games that I just discussed? Or
No, no. I think you probably hit the nail on the head.
somebody's like, nah, absolutely not.
No,
What
it's
comments
the
would I
NBA.
have on trash teams? Uh,
Nah, it's not that. It's just there's so
my
much going
brother's
on in
gonna be
the
mad at me
NBA
because I said
off the court.
Miami trash. Okay.
Miami is definitely trash. That's no doubt
Yeah,
about it.
he's very
Miami is
upset when you
another
say
one.
that. Shh, don't say it.
Yeah,
Don't
they're
say
another
it
one
three
of those
times.
going nowhere teams. Um, you can make a whole chart of
NBA
teams
boogeyman
going.
gonna jump out if you say it. They suck one more time.
LeBron said that he was caught off guard by the trade.
Yeah, I saw that.
Um,
He said that he
I just
found
don't
out.
understand.
He said no, but he was dramatic. He said that he found out at dinner. So this was a perfect movie scene where you was sitting with your family at dinner and you just someone gradually hands you the phone.
I
Oh
just
my
don't. I
god.
just don't.
Like nigga,
I just don't
stop
understand.
playing.
I'm just confused about the idea of I was too injured to play before the All Star break in Dallas, but now that I've been traded, I think my leg might be good enough to be able to play before the All Star break. Like I want to know, do they have special doctors that's been working on Luca overnight? Like that's what I'm curious about. Why weren't those doctors available in Dallas? How did you get so healthy over 24 hours? Is what the people want to know. Where the that's what I'm confused.
Listen, they
Where'd the
said that
health
they
come from?
bench players all the time when they finna trade them. So I think we should have saw this coming because he's just sitting on the bench every game. We should have saw this coming. We should have saw this coming. I'm just saying.
Oh, more quotes from the Dallas Mavericks general manager. We got a quote. We got ahead of what was going to be a tumultuous summer. End quote. Basically, they saying, listen, the summertime was coming. We knew this nigga was going to ask for 350. We knew he was going to say no. So we said, fuck it. That's what he's saying. He's saying, I know. He don't know, but I know. And the answer was no. So
That's crazy.
that's what he said.
That's personal business. Why we need to know all this?
Wow. He said, I mean, did it have to be a tumultuous summer? Because you know what? You
Probably.
could have also just, I mean, alright, logical brain off. Realistic brain back on. I'm probably paying Luca if I'm Dallas. I'm not going to hold you. Realistically, just being honest, I'm probably paying Luca. And I feel like you probably are too. Am I right?
No. I'm not
Oh,
paying
okay,
that
never
nigga.
mind.
I am not paying that nigga. I'm not
Um,
paying. No, absolutely not. Mm-mm.
he took you to the NBA Finals last
I
year.
don't. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. Uh-uh. I am so sorry if you could not hear me. Absolutely not. Absolutely no. I'm not paying him. You won't lose weight. You're an athlete. You're an athlete. You get paid to stay in shape. You get paid to stay in shape. You got a different injury every time. That's crazy. No, I don't want you on my team. Nigga, I'm not paying you anything over 100. And that's that. Like no. We talked about, did we discuss this? That all this diva attitude ish nonsense, thinking you just gonna do what you want and get paid what you want. Nigga, if the NBA decides, like, okay, so this is my next topic. I wanted to talk about the Euro League that they're talking about building, right? So I kind of already went over some of the highlights of it. But if the NBA was to get like a deal done in like in Europe, to have like an NBA over there, if they combined the two and it was just one big league, you see, do you see where that could go? Like, the talent pool is going to be way bigger. There's going to be so much more you can do. All that diva stuff is not going to fly because they don't even play like that over there for real.
Uh, I don't think the two leagues would combine for, because they have an NBA Players Association, and they also, it's just to travel would be a headache and the risk to players' health. But what I
Well,
do
it
think,
wouldn't be that though. It would be like they would have their own league over there. I'm just saying the pool would be bigger as far as
oh,
if players could pick, like, oh, do I want to go and live in London somewhere or something like that. You see what I'm saying? Where they would have more teams to like choose from, a bigger draft pool to choose from. The problem with the league starting is that they already have a league over there called the Euro League, obviously. And they said that the general manager, Paulus Montillonis, he believes that, and I quote, EuroLeague's position is solid despite all these NBA fever rumors. So they're talking about it as if like, yeah, right. But at the same time, this could bring more opportunities as far as it can bring better pay for the players. Because I was listening to different perspectives and they were saying they don't get paid that well in every
in Europe,
regard. Huh?
in Europe.
Yeah.
Well, remember, Europe has a lot of leagues. So in the
Yeah.
top leagues in Europe, they're getting paid well. So I wonder if the NBA is going to try to make a league to compete with the top leagues in Europe,
Well,
or just
no.
make a
No, they want to like take over. From what it
two
sounds like they
so
want to
two
fully
compete with
take
the top
over.
leagues.
It's either
Okay.
going to be the NBA and then it's going to be the Euro League. Like, we're not going to be competing with them. Like,
Or they want to
they're
buy
just
the
going to
Euro
have
League.
yeah, not necessarily. They can't necessarily do that because then they have a deal with IMG. And with
So
IM,
so are they buying the Euro League, or are they
now
creating a direct
I
competitor
think
with the Euro League?
that's what they're trying to figure out. Can we merge with EuroLeague and make it like, how do we do that? How do we go about doing that? Because there's different clubs. And the thing with the clubs, like, I feel like with the NBA, it would give another measure because they have a deal with IMG, right? But they have an opt out option for all of the clubs in Europe. So all of the
The
clubs that are
Euro League.
merged within that, like if they want to opt out of it and decide, oh, well, I want to actually go with the NBA, they can do that. You see what I'm
Okay.
saying? So,
hmm
but I don't know how much they get paid. I would have to look it up. But they were saying they get paid significantly less than players
Now,
here.
now I understand what you're saying. Because
Mhm.
now it makes it easy. I don't think they can directly say like, oh, you play for, let's say NBA Europe goes through. Oh, you play for NBA Europe. The Dallas Mavericks are going to bring that player and absorb him. But I do think what it does for the league is it can get, like you said, that talent pool, make them NBA ready.
Mhm.
And then also these players that go undrafted and end up having to play in Europe, or players who these second round draft picks who some might play in the G League, some might get on over there. it's making it so that when players do get NBA opportunities, the game is more fluid. Because I know they're doing something similar NBA Africa, and they're trying to get more teams throughout the continent so that they can play NBA Africa tournaments. Because you see what just happened with
I
Sudan.
didn't know the NBA had something going on in Africa. That's new to me.
Yeah,
Thanks for
they're building
informing
it.
me. Let me look it up real quick.
Yeah, yeah, they're building it, and like, cause the talent is there, but to make the talent be as consistent as they want it to be, to your point, is going to take NBA involvement to develop that internationally.
Are they
Because you
gonna
see
do?
what? Oh, I'm sorry, I was going to say
No,
you
no,
see
no.
with
Go ahead.
Yabusele. You see with Yabusele, I know he was playing in Europe, but there's so many guys who internationally
Yeah,
who who
fire.
could be pull who could pull a Yabusele,
Right.
who could be like, oh, hold on now, you can hoop.
I think it's a lot of, in all honesty, and this is because I watch some of these leagues on a day to day basis every now and then. I watch the Chinese leagues. I watch the leagues in Spain, Euro leagues, and some of them it's some teams that play really fast. And then I notice a lot of them, like especially like in Arab leagues, like they slow the game down, so the point differential is different, but they play way more defense. So I feel like over there they're a little bit more structured in how they play the game, which is why I think the guy was calling it like NBA fever. He's like, nah, we don't play like how y'all play over there. Fix the way y'all call your plays and this, that, and the third. It was a lot of commentary about that. But
Less explosive athletes they
I
got over there too.
they are less explosive because
Like
they're in a
when
different
you
like
have,
environment, especially like because EuroLeague that counts Australia as well, right? Yeah.
well, I'm saying like the athletes, like when, like for example, Zachary Richarche, who was the number one overall pick for the Atlanta Hawks this year, they asked him what was the difference between the NBA and playing in Europe. And he was like, when I played in Europe, I was one of the most athletic players on the court every time I was on the court. But now that I'm in the NBA, I'm just I'm just an average athlete. So I think that's the biggest difference. Why, like, you can call
But
certain
do you
plays,
think
or you
that it's like that because they're more structured over there?
no, I think physically, I think American athletes are physically superior to the average European athlete. So I think that affects our play style. You know
Okay.
what I mean? I
Yeah.
think here it's more pick and roll because you don't have point guards like John Morant who can take a pick at the top of the 3-point line and end up yamming it over a 7 footer. So in
But
Europe,
they're not even doing that over there though.
because that's not a physical option.
Yeah.
That's not a physical,
Okay.
like
What do you
your
mean?
average, like they don't have the athlete who's analogous to John Morant as a point guard over there. Because if they had a point guard who could jump out the gym like John Morant, he would be in the NBA. Like
So
all
you
of
okay?
this.
So you are saying so you're saying overall the NBA is superior to other leagues around the world, and you feel like when we see something around the world that's like, oh my gosh, they're a great player because of course people scout. Then we offer large amounts of money to get them to come play in our league and get them out of that hole that they were in over there with those cheap European bastards. Is that what you're
Nah,
saying?
not even cheap or I wouldn't even say a whole, but I
Right.
think what NBA Europe would do is now it consolidates the talent in Europe. So now you don't have because Giannis wasn't even playing in the top league in Greece or the Euro League. He was playing in the equivalent to a semi-pro league
Mhm.
in Greece. So instead of having Giannis be here or Embiid be there or Luka be here, you make an NBA league in Europe, now all the top talent has a place to funnel, and then the NBA can siphon it from there instead of having Luka and Giannis and all these dudes spread out. But no, the best, yeah, I do think just from a player to player perspective, the NBA has better athletes because when you do have a player like Giannis, he don't even got to be playing in the top league in Europe. Somebody in the NBA automatically says, "Oh, I know what to do with that.
Mhm.
Bring him here." You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like I know exactly what to do with that. So yeah, but
Okay.
I'm not saying they're bums. I'm just saying the talent is too spread out across the continent, and I
You
think
said they're
that
bums.
nah, never that because I think the Europeans can hoop. But
Is
I
it?
just think that in the NBA it's only 450 NBA players, so we put them all in one place.
Right. That's
Mhm.
understandable. Very fair assessment of the overall situation. I think it would be cool though because like I said, it'll bring more sponsorships and things and budgets, etc. It'll bring a lot. It'll bring a lot to it. More
Absolutely.
attention to overseas players. You know what I'm saying? So it's not just like always America first. But I don't know because with everything going on in the United States with Donald Trump in office.
Well,
Anyway, oh, go ahead.
it makes it so that the game, like, innovations to basketball can also happen differently too. Like, you can have coach. It's not just going to be developing players. It's going to be developing coaches because it might be more European coaches might come from Europe to America because it's NBA Europe. Because I'm sure there's coaches who have different ideas, but how can they get on the radar of the NBA to be able to expand the game? Because isn't OKC's coach from Europe? You know what I mean? And he got them playing an innovative kind of defense where I saw a video where OKC's defense is more horizontally based and not vertically based. So what they lack in having a rim protector in the traditional sense, they make up for players who are highly switchable and things like that. Will it come back to bite them in the playoffs? We don't know. It's an experiment. It could end up being revolutionary. Um, so those are things. It gives the NBA an avenue to experiment with higher level players because you can't necessarily have that type of experimentation in the G League because in the G League players are more focused on I gotta shine, I gotta get to the NBA. It's more dog eat dog, but I
Yeah.
think NBA Europe it's more because they're getting paid in Europe a higher salary. The game is more pure and more fluid. That's all. That was long,
Hmm.
but that's all.
Okay, so you're saying they are getting paid more there.
Yeah, and because they're getting paid more, they're playing a more team friendly style than like in the G League. Niggas aren't really playing team friendly in the G League because I'm trying to get out of here. I'm trying to get out the G League. I'm trying to get in the NBA. So, dudes, are they really running the offense or are
No,
they
it
trying
says
to
they earn
put
from
up
around
points?
400,000 to over 5 million per year.
That's way more than you getting in the G League by far. Ain't nobody getting 5 million in the G League. Like, you wouldn't take $5 million to play basketball in Paris? Come on now. Better than playing in
It
China?
varies on what league they're playing for as far as how much they get paid. I
That's the
don't think
thing.
they're getting
That's the
paid
thing.
more than American players at all.
Nah, nah. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying you getting
Oh, okay.
paid.
I was like, what?
Yeah, no, no, no. But $5 million is well higher than the league minimum.
Hmm.
Like, let me see. Euro League,
It's interesting.
min. Let me see. Euro League basketball minimum.
Shout out to Darius Garland. It is the first quarter, and he has 13 points. The Cleveland Cavaliers are taking the Dallas Mavericks behind the. They're taking them behind the paint, 37-19.
Okay, so the Euro League, uh, they get 500 to 800K. Wait, but I thought some players make it's hard. See, the problem with the EuroLeague is hard to get salary frameworks because, to your
Yeah,
point, it's so many different leagues.
it
So
is. So
I
it's
see
like,
what the NBA is like. We're trying to make one league, the whole continent,
hmm
and forget all that, forget all that. But we'll see how it goes, man. I think it's an interesting idea, and I think it's worth it.
okay. So to my next topic, Joel Embiid. So Joel Embiid has actually sat out 400 NBA games throughout his career and still made over 125 million.
We got the wrong job. We got the wrong job.
According to Underdog Fantasy. That's more than the bench. That's more from the bench than Shai Gilgis Alexander, John Morant, Tyler Hero, Tyrese Maxey, LaMelo Ball, and Anthony Edwards put together, according to NBA sports blog Basketball Forever. So in
Real
the 10
contributors.
seasons, Embiid has been active for 446 of his 846 career games in 10.5 NBA seasons, and that's according to Spot Track. And he has played 13 games this season, averaging 24 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists, shooting from a racking 45% from the field. Joel Embiid, my guys, the player on the bench with the great stats.
That's it. He's the player on the bench with the great stats. Um, it's weird, man, and teams still pay him. I mean, his team, and I guess that's the argument that if you're Dallas that you can make. We did not want to be
The next Joel
Philadelphia,
Embiid.
but but even with that said, dog, man, Luka better than Joel Embiid. He's been more productive than Joel Embiid. He's taking you farther than Joel Embiid is taking his team. I mean, I can see the logic behind Dallas, but I don't know if I do it if I'm Dallas.
Hmm.
Something got to come out, and unless he finna get hurt again with the Lakers, I don't know. I don't know. And then you traded him
You
for a
don't like
player.
Luca with the Lakers?
I don't like if I don't like Luca out of Dallas. If I'm Dallas, if I'm a Dallas, like for us, we
It
don't
don't
really
matter. And
care.
listen, he's out. He's done. Let's reimagine what the team's gonna look like, because it's already done. He's not coming back. It's not happening. You'll
Yeah, okay,
never
so
get your way. It'll never happen. It's
now,
done.
okay, so
Is Kyrie going to the Lakers?
focusing on your man with your boy with the Lakers. I mean, it's going. I think it's going to be cool. I like the idea. I have to see what other pieces they get. It can't just be the team as is. They gotta get some pieces, and I would be, not just for the rest of this year, but I think they got their eyes towards next year because I think they can build around Luca for the next 10 years. Is what you're hearing. Now, do I think Luke, like, I mean, the next 10 years, we'll see. I don't
LeBron will
know.
probably be gone within the next 10 years.
So I think this is about them thinking post LeBron. Like they're trying to be, and I guess they believe they rather have Luca post LeBron than Anthony Davis. Luca is 5 years younger than AD,
Hmm.
so I think that plays into it. Um, I don't know. I'm just going through it in my brain. Oh,
Well, if
I
they
don't
were to
know.
bring Zach LaVine over to the LA Lakers, then they're also thinking post LeBron. Because I
I
mean,
mean,
you right now, if you
he's
got three
30.
shooters on the team, it don't.
I mean, yeah,
You
he a
got
bad
three
defender.
shooters on the
I think
team. You
they're
got
capped out.
Luca, Zach LaVine, and then you got LeBron
They've
playing
reached
for
their
all three.
threshold.
Like
They've reached
Reeves is a
nah,
bucket getter, but at the same time, I
yeah,
feel
but
like what's his name, Levine, be more productive as far as being like a bucket getter and getting other things, getting rebounds,
nah,
getting assists.
it's redundant. They don't need Zach Levine. That's where we go into mistake territory. I think right now they got LeBron, they got Reeves. I think maybe you move Reeves to try to get some rim protection, or you keep Reeves. You play out this season and you allow this season to be what it be, and maybe you go into the off season, no, trying to figure out, okay, go into the off season and try to see what do we need to add to this team. But I think maybe if I'm the Lakers, man, I probably park it. probably park it right here. We got Luka. I'll probably park it right here and go into the off season and just let the season play out because I feel like if you the Lakers, the assumption is LeBron's probably retiring maybe next year. So
So who
how
can you get for
dressed?
LeBron?
Nothing. I don't even think it's about we gotta replace LeBron with another star. I think we need to know what this team looks like with LeBron and Luca
Anthony
right
Edwards
now.
and Luka Doncic.
I think. I mean, maybe.
LA
But
Lakers.
I think the Lakers got it. I think you would kind of want more size. And I think Minnesota, because of the nature of their market being in Minnesota, I think they're going to be less inclined to trade Anthony Edwards until Anthony Edwards makes a stink about it.
Rudy Gobert.
Because Rudy Gobert, no, they can't trade Rudy Gobert for what? Like, no, you can't trade Rudy Gobert. That's your second best player. You can't do that. I don't think there's any more moves for the Lakers to make, unless it's like Miles Turner or DeAndre Ayton. And I don't think you have to give up. I don't think you have to give up Austin Reeves to get DeAndre Ayton. I think you would have to give up Austin Reeves to get Miles Turner.
If you
I'm
thought
trying to
of
think.
Reeves, Missy,
No, but you know what?
why not?
Maybe but
Why not?
I don't think the Pelicans are trying to give that up right
You
now.
said you need
But
a rim protector. Yeah, I know, but
I think also Mo Bamba being a free agent that probably changes things, and that probably makes it so that we just sign Mo Bamba and we don't have to trade anything. We just kind of we got a rotation of Rui, Mo Bamba, Jackson Hayes is another rim protector once he comes off injury. So I mean, I think the Lakers. I think maybe get Mo Bamba, chill, don't do too much.
so Lakers are looking at Vukovic,
Because
Walker
I don't even
Kessler.
like the idea
Walker
of
Kessler might
Vucevic.
actually be a good addition.
Now I like the idea of Walker Kessler.
Yeah.
I'm into that.
He's pretty
I'm in,
consistent, and I feel like he hasn't really had like a moment to shine. I feel like with the Lakers, yeah, that could be a good look.
I'm into that. I'm into that.
I'm not injured. I'm not interested in Jonas from the Wizards. I don't want Nick Claxton from the Brooklyn Nets because then who are they gonna get? Um,
I'm into
Miles
Nick
Turner might
Claxton.
be okay.
I'm
Robert Williams,
I'm I'm
he
into
looks
Nick
like he got an
Claxton,
attitude.
and Robert Williams always hurt. I'm into Nick Claxton. I'm into that.
Okay.
I'm into that.
I'm really looking at Walker Kessler. I think that would be a nice move for the Lakers, for sure.
Yeah,
But
but you
who
know,
can they
like I
get from
say,
the Utah Jazz?
I mean, who can the
I mean,
Utah Jazz get from
yeah,
them?
for Walker Kessler
They will
because
want Reeves.
okay. And then how many centers are we left with on the Jazz?
The Jazz don't care. They're tanking. They're they are. This a sale. It's a yard
Oh my
sale over there.
gosh.
No, I'm not joking at all. They're legit tanking. Like they're not. It's not a secret. They're letting it be known. But the thing is, the Jazz, they're tanking, but they're not desperate. You know what I mean? Like they know they can lose games with Walker Kessler on the team. It's not a situation like Brooklyn Nets where they had to get rid of Dennis Schroeder in order to lose as many games as they want to. Because there's some competition at the bottom. My Wizards are putting on a tanking clinic. They're showing you all how it's done. The Portland Trailblazers, they're putting on the tanking show.
Well,
And
that's
same thing
actually
with
where we left off at because Kyle Kuzma, I told you he was looking like Kobe the other night.
yeah. Nah. You right, but I think for sure. I think for sure the yeah. I mean the Lakers got their hands full. You know, nobody wants to hear that word patience, but I think they should be patient. I think you got your big fish. Go get Mo Bamba and just relax.
Hmm.
That's what I say.
Who's gonna trade for Joel Embiid?
Nobody. Stuck.
Now, can we give Jimmy Butler a tryout with the Lakers?
You going in the wrong direction age wise with Jimmy Butler.
Okay.
Wrong direction. Um,
Which way are you going?
I mean, you're trying to compete now if you're the Lakers, but you don't want to get old. And Jimmy Butler's old. And remember, Jimmy Butler wants some money. Miami don't want to give him money. If Miami had Luka Doncic, they give Luka Doncic some money. But ain't nobody trying to give I don't even know the boy's name no more. That's how much
Jimmy
Jimmy Butler.
Butler.
Ain't nobody trying to give him no money. Nobody trying to give him no money. Nobody with a brain trying to give him money. A team that you see trade for Jimmy Butler is a team going nowhere. Believe that.
The New Orleans Pelicans.
And they're already going nowhere this year
You know what
anyway.
I'm saying?
But like, there's a lot of players that because of the new salary cap structure with the second apron and how punitive it is for teams to have expensive players that are not producing. It's almost we're going to see this Luka Doncic thing was a beginning. Luka Doncic is going to be in the league, but there's certain players that are going to be phased out of the NBA. Like that's why I'm saying Chris Middleton, he gonna opt into his player option because if that contract runs out, he's not getting re-signed. And you know what, Jimmy Butler at the price he thinks he wants, if he became a free agent, I don't know if a team is giving him that number. And I think there's a segment of players that this new salary cap structure is gonna wash out the league. Like if you think the league got younger during the last CBA, the league is about to get significantly younger because there's almost no value in having a Jimmy Butler or a Zach LaVine at the number they want to be paid. If we just being honest. Now I know
Zach
the
Levine is productive though consistently.
the type of productivity he gives you for the type of price he wants makes him moot, in my opinion.
Let's
Like you're not going anywhere with Zach LaVine as one of your top two players and paying him the supermax. You're going exactly where the Chicago Bulls went with him and DeMar DeRozan, and exactly where they are now. Like there's a that
24
he,
points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists per game, field goal
but
percentage 51%.
but the game is not played on paper, so his
6'5",
productivity looks
200
good.
pounds.
It's
He can
all
knock a
good.
nigga over.
You can name all the numbers you want, but we have enough evidence over the course of his career. He's not a productive player in terms of winning. If the goal is to win, you're not doing that with Zach LaVine as one of your highest paid players. Because that's the thing. You're not talking about Zach LaVine in a vacuum. You're talking about Zach LaVine on a max contract. Those are two different things. Zach LaVine on our team in a vacuum is great. Zach LaVine as the highest paid player or the second highest paid player on our team, we're going nowhere. That's the problem. These players don't come with just their name; they come with their price tag. The price tag is what makes them prohibitive.
Okay, so who do we have taking Jimmy Butler?
If the league is as smart as I'm assuming it's becoming, he's forced to just stay where he's at. If the league is as
No
dumb as
way.
we
No way.
if well, I say if was a fifth, we'd all be drunk. But see, the league is actually dumb, and so they say Memphis is interested in him for some weird reason, but he doesn't want to go to Memphis, and I think that's a blessing in disguise for Memphis. Um, I don't know, man. I can't say what team. I don't know. There's a team that's better because remember, you can't just trade assets for Jimmy Butler now. He also wants a contract extension.
Hmm.
So, excuse me, that's where we get into issues. Do you want to pay Jimmy Butler 4 years at a supermax salary? No. No team wants to. Not even the team he's on. It's just dumb. It would just be dumb. It would be dumb to pay Jimmy Butler in the year of our Lord 2025 and give him and say you want 4 more years of Jimmy Butler after this season on your team. That's just bad decision making. Now, a team just said they don't want to give 5 years to Luka, who's 10 times better than Jimmy Butler. So I don't know. That's where we are.
I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's
It's
happening.
tough being a
I feel like
non.
it's race involved in it. I don't know why. I just feel like
Why?
there. I don't
Where's
know.
race?
Like I feel like he was acting like a little butthole to an extent, but like why y'all doing the man dirty like that?
It's not doing him dirty. It's the fact that he is not able to accept no for an answer, and because of that, he's disrupting the team. They're telling he there's a professional way to handle. Hey guys, we don't want. Hey Jimmy, we don't want to give you $50 to $60 million per year for the next 4 years, and it's not race because Dallas, the GM of Dallas, is a black man, and he said, "Listen, we already know Luka's going to act up this summer when we give him the news, we're not giving him 5 years, 350. So I guess what you can say is for Miami, they knew they weren't giving him the money he wanted this summer. So I guess Miami could have just traded him this summer from that standpoint to do what Dallas did and say, before you even get to acting like a prima donna,
Hmm.
before you get to acting like a prissy little queen, we're just gonna trade you right now, big dog. We're not even gonna do this. This is the NBA. This is the league of the sassy giants because these niggas are gigantic. This is the league of the sassy giants, and
Nigga,
we
Sassy
not
Giants is wild.
we not even gonna play this game with you, big dog. I love what Dallas did from that standpoint. Is they already know because you know how the NBA works, Monica. I'm not gonna pay you, so then you're gonna hear all these. It's gonna be on ESPN. Rumors. You know the players be leaking stuff to the media. They gonna be all this other stuff, and Dallas just said, "We good, man. We good, dog." Same thing with Miami. Miami, they said it too late and they went about it a different way because Pat Riley got his own ego. And when you got 10 NBA championships, hey, I understand why you have an ego. But is your ego productive? Just because you have a right to an ego, is your ego productive? That's a different answer. And the answer is 9 times out of 9 is no. There's never been a time where having an ego is really productive, but he lead him with his ego. It is what it
It's
is.
crazy. Absolutely wild.
Sassy Giants.
Sassy Giants is just crazy. So I think that's all the topics for today. We got through everything. Yay!
Yes, ma'am. Sassy
So
Giants, man. So next time a nigga who's 6'9" is pouting in your face, call him a sassy giant. You just look up and be like, "You old 6 foot forever sassy giant," because that's what the league is filled with. And let that be a lesson to some of these young stars in the league. You trying to catch a tizzy? Because listen, Luka Doncic, he gonna make more endorsement money in Los Angeles for sure, but he did just lose out on 125 income tax free $1 million um,
that
that
sucks.
he could have had just by doing what professional athletes are expected to do, which is be in shape. Because he's still a top 3 player in the NBA. But when your team says we're concerned about his conditioning, psh, Shea is in great shape. But just when he heard that he got on the treadmill, he in great shape.
Hmm.
So
Cleveland is beating Dallas 73-37 in the second quarter with 5 minutes on the clock.
Yeah, Dallas is in desperate. They need a day.
My God.
Dallas need a day. Dallas should have been able to forfeit the game. Cause I know everybody on that roster is shot. They should have. It'd have been better if. Yeah,
Psychotic.
it'd have been better if Jason Kidd, their coach, could have came to the podium and been like, we're gonna give this game to Cleveland. I got a
Do the
room full of.
players not know they're going to be traded?
Nah, you can't. A trade like this, you can't let them know because it's gonna get out. They're gonna leak it. A player might leak it to sabotage it. A player's
Okay,
agent might leak it to
so they
sabotage
just
it.
spring this on them. Okay, I'm thinking like maybe they had like a hand in it.
Sometimes, but not in this situation. And actually, the GM for the Dallas Mavericks, he
Hmm.
came out and he said that he sent a text to Luka and he left him a voice message, but he said Luka most likely, you know what I mean, not going to respond to his text or call. He said he can imagine Luka probably doesn't want to talk to him at this moment. And guess what? If I lose $125 million, I don't want to talk to you either, big dog.
Hmm. That's
Uh, I
wild.
don't, I don't want to talk to you neither. Cause if I knew you wanted me to be in shape that bad, shoot, that's what Luca probably saying. I didn't know you was that serious. If I knew you was serious. But they say Luca got up to 270 pounds.
You said 270? That's heavy.
Yeah, he's
That
up to
nigga need to be
270.
Shaq heavy at that point. He need to be knocking
Well,
niggas over.
he need to be Shaq tall. Remember,
I ain't
Shaq
never
had muscle.
scared. I ain't never scared. Like
Shaq
that's what
had
he need to be
muscle.
on.
He had muscle that Luca does not have. Luca just 270 of blubber. But he can hoop though.
270 of blubber is
But he
crazy.
but he can hoop though.
Oh my
He can
god.
hoop though.
I cannot.
But yeah,
So
we probably covered it all.
yeah, so we got Dallas and Cleveland, just so weird. And then we got Boston and Philly playing at 6, and we have Memphis and Milwaukee. How you feel about the Boston Philly game?
It depends who's playing tonight, but I think
Embiid not
Boston.
playing. He's bench sitting.
I meant, yeah. If Tatum and Brown is playing, I expect an easy W. But then again, it's a
But not
Sunday.
no. But Philadelphia won the last meeting, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I was gonna say, but it's a
Tyrese
Sunday,
Maxey be shooting
and
over
I
30
also
points a
think,
game.
like I think I told you this, I think Boston's going through the motions right now. I think they're super ready for the All Star break to come. I think no team wants a week off more than Boston. And I also think part of Boston is just looking at Philly like we're playing on a Sunday. We're not taking them too serious. So I think Philly got a chance to win the game just off that alone. So my mind is still saying Boston, but I'm not going to be surprised if Philly pulls it
Cracking up. Who you got on Milwaukee and Memphis? I really got Giannis overpowering these niggas because when I see Giannis versus Bane, it's like, bruh, like it's like both these niggas is all muscle. Like it's just like
I got
like a
Milwaukee
shootout for me, yo.
because I think Dame and Giannis are really hitting their stride right now.
Yeah.
And I think they really want to make a statement when they play teams like Memphis, the better
Hmm.
teams in the league. Um, as for Memphis, um, yeah, I think this is a game where I anticipate Milwaukee to win, but if Milwaukee wins, I don't really look at that as an indictment on Memphis at all. I think Milwaukee got a little bit more to play for in terms of trying to prove to themselves that they are an upper echelon team, and they want to prove that to the country.
Hmm. Interesting. Interesting take. Um. Well, I'm on Milwaukee tonight, and I'm on the Sixers to get it done. Tyrese Maxey is having a great year. Yeah. Hmm.
I agree. Tyrese balling out of control.
No, he is. He's great. I love me some Tyrese Maxey. But
100%.
Did you have any extra topics you wanted to talk about before we get out of here?
Man, I think we ran through it. I
Yeah.
think between now and Thursday,
Mm-hmm.
put your seatbelt on because I think it's going to be wild. I
It's gonna
think
be a
teams are going to
rocky
make
road,
moves.
rocky road.
Teams are going to make moves they should not make, but they're
Mm-hmm.
going to make them anyway. Some teams are going to make the mistake of trading for Zach LaVine.
Mm-hmm.
Some teams are going to make the mistake of trading for Jimmy Butler. Mistakes will be made. Narratives will be shaped that they're good moves. It's the NBA.
It's gonna be an interesting take. But yeah, thank you guys for tuning in to the Trapmiss Sportscast with your host Monica Sheri and my guest host Simbay.
Hmm.
And yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.
Peace, y'all.